Every year, around 50 million tulip bulbs are exported from Triflor New Zealand, whose parent company is in Holland. This year, Triflor Holland is celebrating its 50th anniversary. The company has been in Edendale for 13 years. Some bulbs produced here are sent to Holland, others go to various European destinations, but the majority end up in North America. Netherlands-based director Eric van Dam was in Southland for this year's harvest.
24 years ago, as a young bulb grower, I thought growing tulips on the northern hemisphere, there must be a good climate and place to be found on the other side of the world. And I ended up in New Zealand with the idea of having tulips available, tulip bulbs available in the opposite season. In the beginning, for many dairy farmers, it was new, or sheep farmers, it was new to lease land. That was kind of, back in Holland, we lease land to grow tulips. But in New Zealand, yeah, it was new. Leasing land to somebody else was not common. But where we are in this district now, people know us better by now, and they know who we are and what we are, and we are a good party to deal with. In the past, it was only possible to grow tulips on sandy soil, because then the bulbs could be harvested by machine. And on heavy soils, until late in the 90s, because we prefer a bulb growing on heavy clay soil, because the character and the quality of the bulb, and finally the quality of the flower, is better from heavy soils. Nowadays we plant tulips in between two loose nets. That's for, of course, making harvesting easier. In terms of rotation, we can come back on the same paddock, and that's why we are leasing one every 7-8 years. The quickest. After a crop of tulips, fungus diseases are leaving in the ground, and that's why we cannot grow every year on the same paddock. The net system has been developed, so hardly anything is to be improved anymore. The machines we are using, you talk about a lot of big investment. It's 200,000 euro. And the planting machine with all the gear, it's another 100,000 euro. The machine is taking off the soil on top of the nets, take the two nets with the bulbs in between, take some of the soil under the two nets, it goes up, the soil under the two nets falls down, the soil on top of the nets falls down, nets opens, and you only got bulbs in the tip trailer or in the bins, so no dirt. Most of the varieties, they go through the washer. Tip trailer is emptied in the big bunker. Bulbs go through the washer, and the first grading into saleables and planting stock for the next season again is done. Washing is an important thing, makes processing after it's in the shed easier, and most of the bulbs are exported to the States. Then bulbs have to be 100% clean.
At the moment, we're running 3 shifts. So we're running 24 hours a day, around 30 people per shift. So that is in the shed doing the processing, that means 90 people. And then we've got the harvesting crew and the people doing the wash, all these people, maintenance people, all the extra people around it, that's another 20 people. So around 100 and 110 people at the moment. So, and that's for pretty much till the end of February, when the harvesting is done, and then we slow down quite dramatically in staff, actually, after that really hectic 8 weeks. They're washed, and then they're going to be dried, and they have to be dry within 24 hours. After that, we store them for a wee while, just to ripen them off a little bit longer, and then they're going to be what we call peeled. So they go over a conveyor belt system, and we take all the old roots off. And by doing that, you also take off all the small bulbs, what are on the big bulbs, and they are the planting stock for next year. When the peeling is done, when the roots are off, they carry on along the conveyor belt system over a grading table where they've been graded size by size, so we actually can supply our customers size by size as well. Our export season starts not until mid-April, and they have to be ready. Inside the bulb, after harvesting, it develops a sprout, and in that sprout the whole new flower is already there. But we have to wait till the whole flower has been developed, what we call stadium G, you cannot ship them out earlier than that. Otherwise you might do damage to the new flower. So it all depends a little bit on the variety. That stadium has been reached mid-April, so from then on we start shipping them out. When we start shipping them out, we cool them down. And by cooling them down, we actually start breaking the dormancy. So after you break the dormancy, there's no way back. So if we say we ship them out early May, our customer knows exactly what he has to do and when he has to get them into his glasshouse. So what we do, we work very close together with our customers in America, and if needs be, we actually helping them putting their growing schedule together. So we actually look at the stadium of certain varieties and put them in place in their forcing schedule.
I think we reached a nice, good level now in terms of accommodation, in terms of our sheds, in terms of availability of land. With the high payouts the last few years, it was a bit tougher to lease our total acreage we need every year. So in terms of availability of land, in terms of our setup, our sheds, our installation, our gear, I think we reached a good level to work with now. Exactly this year our company exists. My father started 50 years ago. So we celebrate it. We are proud of it, and we hope to, I'm pretty sure of it, to go for another 50 years because the next ones are waiting for it.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.